how's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Zethythonix channel. Today we're reading the Galbaldy Rebake. Is that how you pronounce it? But anyway, so this is a Galbaldy Beta mixed with Gundam Rebake. Is it? I don't watch Iron Blood often, so I don't know, is that how you pronounce it? So anyways, it's a mixture between two of them, but I personally think it is a pretty good idea and it looks quite cool. All right, let's take a look at the side. So we got some description. We got the hammer palace, we got the shields and a large caliber. Give up pronouncing, okay? Give up pronouncing. I don't know how to pronounce that. Anyways, the other side, we got the description of the Galbaldy Rebake. So if you want to look at it, I suggest you can pause the video right here and then you can take a look at it if you really want to. But anyways, I'm not gonna look at it, so I just get straight to unboxing. Whoop, I broke the box already. So now, so 7 packages and a very useless. I don't know why they always give us a separate instruction manual like this. It seriously is useless. I think it's useless. This thing is useless. So first we got the description. Let's take a look at it. So this is the description and this is the pilot infos, introducing on what's the GBN and introducing the model number, total height, weight, and the data values, and also a cover of it. And then we turn it to the back, you can see that's the material Galbaldy Beta, and then all the color guide, the build custom series, the weapons. Take a look at it. So inside we got some normal instruction. Just take a quick flick of it because that's not really important. So let's take a look. So we can see A part is the most part that can crossed out, is basically a remote, and B part, a lot of them don't even use it. C part as well, so A, B, C part is basically half of it don't even use it. So I assume it's going to be left over a lot of run. The run is going to left a lot of pieces. If you love to customize your Gunpla, you're going to be very happy because you got a lot, and I mean a lot, of leftover pieces for you to do whatever custom you want. Anyway, I'm not going to talk too much. Let's open up the runners first. All right, so now I open up the runners. Let's take a look at it. So first we got the G runner. This is the back skirt. What else we got? The front, the forearm piece of armor, like the punch thing. I don't really know what's it called. Oh, the Knuckle Guard, I remember. And then we got the front skirt, back skirt, color separation. We also got the antenna as well. And that's basically the G runner. So next up, we got a B1 runner. A lot of them get crossed out, by the way. We got a head, we got shoulder units, legs unit, waist unit, and I believe that is mostly it's legs and arms as well. Next up, we got the which one is that? Okay, the F1 runner. So let me flip it aside. F1 runner, we got the cannon at the back. We got the scissors thing on the hammer scissors on, and then we got the feet. We got some joint on the backpack, and we got, yeah, pretty much it. And the shield connector here as well. F2 runner, so legs and some joint for the Gunpla. Next up, we got B2 runner, so mainly the legs part and a little bit of arms part. That's the C2 runner, so mainly for the joint, for the arms, legs, and whatever you want to think of. And one part of the feet is here. Next up, E2 runner, so new shoulders, new arms, and a new head. And A2 runner, so we got feet, waist part, knees, feet, and that's pretty much it. That's the A3 runner. We got torso parts and then waist parts, and that's basically it. We got the A1 runner, so we got the back skirt, we got the shoulders, we got side skirts, we got beam sabers, yeah, yeah, it's beam saber, but we don't have a beam saber effect part in this kit, so even if you cut it out, you still can't do anything. This is the C1 runner. We got beam rivals, we got a lot of joints, we got hands options, we got torso parts, waist parts, and we got some feet parts and legs part as well. But a lot of them is gonna get crossed out because this is basically a remote MS. So they just used up the Galbaldy the Galbaldy runners, but they left out a lot of pieces, I assume. Like, for example, that rifle is gonna get left out. So next up, we got a E1 runner. So this is shield, shoulders, so some part of the, is that the head again? Oh no, that's actually the ankle armor. And then we got a newly molded chest, a back skirt, the legs part, and the backpack. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Wow, this is pretty much the runner's introduction. And next up, we got a sticker, a lot of them actually, but all of them small. I assume it's gonna be good, assumed, okay? And then we got a very classic polycaps. And that's pretty much it. Right, guys, let's see you guys at the review.
There's a universe inside you, so won't you wake up now and see? Don't hide away the things you're feeling. Unlock your mind and lose the key. There's a universe inside you. You should never have to hide. I can see the stars inside you. Please just open up your eyes. There's a universe inside you. Inside you, so much more than people know. I've seen you fighting your emotion. I hope you stay and won't let go. There's a universe inside you, so much love to leave behind. Stop the path of devastation. You should live for all the hype. Inside you, why are you pushing it away? Leave behind your own deception and learn to live another day. There's a universe inside you, your galaxy of happiness. I just wanna help you find it. We'll explore in baby steps. There's a universe inside you. You've gotta give it room to breathe. So let the universe excite you, 'cause that's the way it's meant to be.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the review of the Galbaldy Rebake. So this is the finishing of it. I have a couple disappointments and a couple of happy about it part, and I'll talk about that in the review. First, this is a very heavy gunpla, so if you lift it up in your hand, it feels a little bit heavier than the usual gunpla that you build, and mainly because this huge cannon at the back that kind of puts the weight on the model. And most of the weapons in this kit is actually very heavy, but surprisingly the hands is actually tight enough to hold the hammer, and I will talk about that later. Now you see the gunpla is a little bit leaning backward because, you know, this huge cannon is actually very heavy. I try my best to kind of make it not look like leaning to the back, but unfortunately I can't do that because the backpack cannon is just too heavy to post, and I'm very sorry about that. It's just keep leaning to the back, and that's one thing that you need to consider as well. When you build this kit, you're gonna expect that yeah, it's gonna stand well, but it's gonna keep consistently giving you a feeling of it's gonna fall to the back in no time. So just handle that feeling yourself, okay? Anyway, I'm not gonna talk too much. Let's jump straight into the review. As usual, let's start with the head. The head this time is using a lot of stickers. So the black part here, the whole black part to the camera here is actually a sticker. The back of the head, white part here is a sticker. And it can move up and down and actually kind of rotate it around 360 as well. It's pretty good. And the antenna here is extremely long, as you can see. And not really much to talk about, but it's just a very long antenna. Now, mostly the head is new, it's completely new molded. There's nothing to do with Galbaldy kit, and that's pretty much it. Overall the head is basically new and not much to talk about that. Okay, so let's talk about the chest here. So the chest here, I think the color separation is doing a quite good job. Like, we don't really need stickers, and you can see that actually, like, most of the parts, and I'm literally not kidding, the half of the parts is brand newly molded. It's probably like 2 parts that used from the original Galbaldy kit. So I don't know why you force to use the runners on the Galbaldy Beta. I don't know why you forced to do it. You can just keep a completely new mold, because I can show you at the end of the video how much leftover pieces is on the runners. And anyway, that's not the point. So here there's a joint here you can move side to side. It's something that I hate, is a ball joint, but unlike the Gundam ground type that I reviewed before, because if you watch that video, it consistently popping out because of the ball joint at the waist. This time they have added a extra piece here to make sure it's not going to fall out, so you can now very safely move side to side. And as well as slightly front and back, it's a ball joint in there, so it's an extra joint for you to move around. And because there's no interruption, the whole waist can twist 360 freely. And the skirt, unfortunately it cannot lift 90 degrees, it can lift about 45, and the side skirt is lifting slightly as well. It's not really that much difference. And the back skirt here obviously is an HG, so it's unmovable, but the color separation here is actually doing a quite good job here. As you can see, the yellow parts, if you put it back like 10 years ago, this yellow part would have been, you either repaint it or they just give you those ugly stickers. So I think the color separation on the chest and the waist is overall doing a very good job. Alright, I'm gonna talk about the part that I don't like the most, the arms. You know why I don't like it? Okay, so let's just start with a good thing before I keep whining. So first, it's just like the HGUZ Revive Zeta Gundam. It has a joint for you to pull out to gaining some extra movement on the arms. So now if you pull this joint out, you can move front and back, and then put it back, and then you can lift up. You can lift up a lot and lift down as well. So there's a joint for you to pull out. The whole arm is able to lift up 90 degrees. The whole arm is able to rotate 360, no problem at all. The arms, unfortunately, you can only bend 90 degrees during there's a heavy piece of armor, so Bandai could not actually make it to go all the way up, because that part is gonna be blocking the way. anyways. But this part of the arms here, I think it's pretty weird. So you look carefully. Look carefully. Like this part of the arms, it just moves itself. It can move itself here. Look at this. If I hold this, it can move itself here. And then there's a funny part here. Oh, I'm just gonna leave the head broken. So there's a funny part here. If you try to turn 360, it's literally impossible. It's so tight, and it's literally impossible to do it. I'm trying my best to twist it, and actually risking or breaking the parts. And it's very helpful to vertically twist 360 for some reason. I don't know about your model, but my model is like this. And the hands option here, unfortunately, sorry, they did not give you another open hand option, so you just have to stick with whatever you got in the instruction menu. The yellow part and the white part of the shoulders is both stickers. It's very easy to put it on. It's not going to be ugly. I promise you, it's not going to be ugly. It's very easy to put it on. Unless you don't know how to put on a sticker, then I don't know what you can do. There's a knuckle guard here. You can flip down simply, not really that hard. So that's pretty much it. Pretty much it for the arms. The arms, I just don't like it because it sort of feels weird when I move it around. Because sometimes when you need to, kind of pose particular poses, and then the arms just give me a feeling of breaking it in no time, and I hate that feeling. Next up, we're gonna talk about the feet. The feet this time, they're actually well designed. They give us a flat feet, so it helps to stand. Okay, it helps to stand. Like, look at this. It helps to stand. It's not like that very curved feet, like for example, Unicorn, Dynamis, Impulse, Gym 3, Gym 2, some kind of thing like that. And okay, so now first you can kick to the front, but unfortunately the front skirt can lift up so little, so the leg movement is not gonna be good. You cannot even kick to the back. The whole leg is able to bend this much. During this is a very huge piece, and you can kick to the side nearly 90, not quite. And what else we got? We got this feet armor here is literally useless. The joint here is actually literally useless because there's all the heavy pieces of armor wrapped around the feet, so you cannot do anything with the feet. That's very unfortunate. So the movements during to the heavy armor actually limited the articulation of the MS. Otherwise, if you take out some part of the heavy armor, I think the articulation will be awesome. But the design is a very heavy MS, so we just have to deal with it. But mostly, I just feel like the articulation got blocked a lot, and I wish they can get more articulation instead of using big piece of armor just blocking the articulation. Now let's look at this cannon. The cannon is the reason why the Galbaldy is consistently leaning to the back. So as you can see here, there's a joint here, so you can move front or move back, and be careful because it's pretty tight, so I don't want you to break it. Plus, Bandai's plastic material is PS material. If you keep consistently pulling it, it's going to be damaged one day. And the backpack is basically nothing. They uses the original Galbaldy's backpack, but added the new cannon on it. The cannon, the white part here is actually a sticker, so just put that on. Simply put that on and you'll be fine. Otherwise, there's not much detail on the cannon, except for the top. You do have free panel line option on the top, so please do that. And overall, the backpack is actually nothing to talk about. Like, very surprisingly, build divers is very different to build fighters. Build fighters will often use the backpack as the most customized part, and this time build divers, they just changed the appearance and then just basically it. And I forgot to talk about the shoulders. Oops. There's two pieces of brown part here. You actually can move it, so you can adjust it to the position that you want. I forgot to mention about that, but yeah, let's move up to the accessory, because accessories, honestly, there's not that much. First on, we're gonna talk about the shield. So shield, white part here, as usual, is a sticker. In the side, there's some details, so please do the pen and eye. That is not really much. Simply attach it by just push down, and there you go. Simple. That's how simple it is. The next part here, the hammer pillars, the hammer, what I even forgot the name. So it can open up like this, but there's a thing that I don't like. When you close it, it don't automatically close it. You have to adjust it by manual to push it back. That's the part that I don't like the most. Like you see, there's a gap here, and you have to push it in again. I don't really like that. I'm not an OCD person, but I just don't really like that because it's supposed to fit, right? Why it keeps having a gap between? I don't know why. But if you're an OCD person, then I'm sorry. Every time you play this weapon, I think you're gonna go insane. But anyways, so all the white part on this weapon is a sticker, is very easy to fit on, so I don't think there's any problem about that. Since this is a HG, what do you expect for the color separation? So you can open it and close it, and you can even put it at the back skirt. And it's a little bit hard to do it because during the cannon is in the way. But if you want to put it on, it's very simple. You just have to wow. This is not gonna work. This is not gonna work if I. So let me just move the cannon away. You can actually put this on. You can actually put this on like this. So so the back skirt got a joint on it. You can put on the hammer thing at the back, and that's pretty much it. So that's pretty much it. And as you can see now, the weight is leaning to the right because all the heavy parts of the weapon is focused on the right side. My right side, and then the Gunpowder's left side. Okay, so now you're gonna see the Gunpowder is starting leaning that way because it's too much weight on it. So I suggest if you got a problem with that, you just put it on the action base, but I'm completely fine with it, so I'm just gonna leave it like that. And that's pretty much it. There's no other accessory anymore. It's just a cannon, a shield, and a hammer. That's pretty much it. As I promised at the start of the review, I said I'm gonna show you how much pieces left in here. There's total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 runners that is completely use half of it, and that just basically is. So I'm just gonna put one by one on the screen, and as you can see, the B2 runner, the whole arm unit is basically left out, and then the A1 unit, like they only uses a couple pieces of it, and that's pretty much it. The back skirt, the front skirt, I don't know which part is that. That's I'm not really sure which part is that. And then the beam sabers, don't even use it. And the B1 runner, like look at it, how many pieces it left. Look at this. The whole head, the whole shoulders just left there hanging around. The A3 part is actually the part that left the least. It is just the torso part of the original Galbaldy. And the C2 part as well. The C2 part, a lot of joint left in it. And you can look at the C1 part as well. The C1 part also got a lot of pieces left here. You can look at this, the whole rival, the mono eye, and the trigger hand is still on there. And now you look at A2 runner, the whole kneecaps and feet, and I don't know which part is this. I'm not really sure. Oh, that's the torso part. You can see every part here is actually left over a lot. So as a builder, you might be very happy about it because you got a lot more parts to play with. But as a guy that don't really customize Gunpowder that much, I think that's a waste. So this is the end of the review. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. There's a lot of things that I really think this Gunpowder is so-so. I'm not saying it's bad, it's so-so, because the heavy armor is just limited a lot of articulation, and I really hate to look at a Gunpowder standing, you know, leaning on one's, leaning to the back, leaning to the forth, or leaning to the side. I said I don't mind that much when I'm posting it, but sometimes when you look at it too long, and then you start gonna be having a little bit feeling about it. I honestly think that it is a pretty cool design, although it's just a mix with a UC Universal Century MS with a Iron Blood Orphans, I believe, and it works pretty well. But I honestly think there's a lot of things that Bandai could have been improved on this Gunpowder. They can probably improve on the articulation, and they can think carefully about the arms joint, because it's extremely risky for me to turn around. I feel like I'm gonna break it every second. like after what happened to the RG bond sheet last time, and I'm very got shadows about turning tight parts of the arms. I feel like I'm gonna break it in no seconds. But anyways, that's not the point. But I honestly think though it is a pretty good design. It's the articulation and some part of the gunpla just kind of ruined the feeling and the design. It kind of ruined the overall result and the performance. But not really much a problem if you just putting in the shelf and then for the display. But anyways, this is the end of the review. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to drop a like down below and subscribe to my channel for more contents. And I will see you next time in another gunpla review. Goodbye.